So, this was unexpected. Thanks, Mojang, for the update. Bees. We have bees now. Oh, that's amazing. Man, okay, so, I was kind of looking at these guys, and we have a couple new blocks that came along with them. We have this, hive over here, and we also have a nest. And I was kind of looking at the blocks, and they don't look like the easiest blocks to use in a build. So I decided to challenge myself and get my thinking cap on and try to come up with some creative ways to use these blocks in builds. So I came up with 5 different ways that we can use these blocks in some builds. So let's go ahead and start going through the list. The first little trick is the floor. I use this, this is the, let's see here, this is the nest? No, this is the hive. This is the hive block. It kind of has this worn down smooth top, and it's the same color as oak. It doesn't match perfectly because it has this border on it, but it does look worn down, and if you mix it into a floor that's meant to be busy already, in a busy room like this basement, then it just looks pretty good. I tried to put them in the middle where, you know, it's more worn down, maybe where people actually walk more often, and I think it looks pretty good, especially in a busy room like this. If it was in a room that, you know, was meant to be neat or there wasn't much on the floor, it might not look great, but in a room like this where it's filled with all sorts of things, I think it works perfectly. So, that's kind of a unique way. Also, if you want to mess it up more, you can have it go the other direction. But I think it's best to go with the same grain of the same direction that the other planks are. That's just kind of what I think. But yeah, anyway, I built this little basement, used some fun, oh, this texture still is terrible, but I used the loom block as ceiling. Anyway, just kind of decorate that up a little bit. Anyway, okay, the next one. The second tip I have for you is a little bit of an interesting one. So you can see, first of all, here I am using this hive again on the floor, just without the oak this time, so it's kind of all on its own. And you can see that works as well too, just gives a nice smooth texture. But that's not the main thing in here. The main thing is this nest block up here. So, I was looking at it, and it's kind of a hard texture to use. It looks a little, it's just busy and it's not great. So I was looking at it and thinking, okay, so it kind of looks like a plank texture. So let's see what plank matches with it best. I tried oak, I tried birch, and I tried jungle. And I decided jungle worked best just because it has a little bit of this pink texture here at the bottom. And though it's not perfect, it definitely is the closest. You know, when you get birch in here, that's just kind of, you know, that doesn't work. And oak is just different. So, that being said, I was like, okay, so, you know, jungle is the closest, so what can we do with that? So I decided, you know, gold on top of it kind of matches it well. So I put this gold trim here at the top of the wall, and then I used the jungle down here, and now I'm just using the nest block as a transition between the two. And it's a pretty nice use for it. It just smoothly transitions the gold almost into the jungle. And especially if it was used on a big scale, I think this could be really, really, really nice. It's just kind of a unique way, and I'm kind of proud of this because this is a tricky block to use. So, no, it's, you know, maybe not super easy to use, but if you have, you know, a nice big home that you're wanting to build, this could definitely be a nice use for it. So, that being said, that's all I have for this one. So, let's get on to the third one. The third tip we have here is quite a unique one. Now, you might be looking around here and thinking, okay, Criddle, I don't see any of these new blocks. Well, that's because we're not using it for the texture of the block. We're actually using it for the particle effect that they give. So, the nest and hive block, when they are full, so let's set one up here, grab a debug stick. There we go. So, when it's full with honey, like that, it will actually start to drop these particles. So I was looking at that and kind of going, okay, so what can we use that for? And I thought, we could use that as like a chemical spill. So I built this lab area and put this little, you know, tank of, you know, some sort of chemicals or hazardous material and have it like it's spilling out here. And that just adds another sense of realism here when you're walking past and you just have these falling drips and it collects on the floor, which is even better. It collects, which so you can see it, puddling up. So that's perfect for these kind of, labs and those kind of areas. So I decided that would be a good one for this. So kind of unique way, but you can also, I'm sure, use it for other things. But this is the first thing that popped into my head when I looked at the particles, is that you could just kind of throw it into this lab kind of setting, and it's really nice. It's just this falling, dripping, oozing chemicals. So I kind of like this one. This is kind of a fun one to do. But yeah, okay, let's get on to the next one. And here we have an office with some pretty obvious uses of this new block. It looks pretty well like a filing cabinet or just a shelf or with drawers. So you can use it with shelves coming out, or drawers coming out I should say, or you can just have it going straight up like this. And either way it works, but I just kind of a simple way to use it, but it really looks like it's meant to be used for that. It's almost like, when they were texturing this, they thought, okay, let's get a filing cabinet and then just, turn it into a hive block. It really does have that effect of being a cabinet. You have the little handle right here and the drawer up there. So it really works well. This is a simple one, but I couldn't, do this video without mentioning this. And over here in the corner, I'm also using the bee nest as a lampshade. It works very well. Often people would just use these bone blocks, which also works very well. But if you're looking to vary it up and use something besides the bone block, try using the nest. Try challenging yourself using some of these blocks that you normally wouldn't use. And I think that works and looks really nice as a lampshade. Yeah, I like it. Alright, that one's short and simple, but I still think this is pretty cool. If you're just looking to spice up your interiors, or if you're doing an office or a home even, this could be perfect for an office or something. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, last one. Here we go. The fifth and final tip I got is a hidden cave, or a treasure cave. So again, we use this block, and I was looking at it, and the top kind of looks like gold bars. So especially if you just kind of hide the bottom half with some slabs, it really gives the illusion that these are like some gold bars. So using that, I decided, let's make a little treasure cave. So I put a bunch of gold in here, and it's simple, but it just adds another gold block. In the past, we all, like, if you wanted to make a treasure cave, you were having to use gold, or maybe you could use wool, or but then wool doesn't look great. So it just kind of gives you another option that's not wool or concrete or sponge, and it just gives a more gold-like looking block, which is very nice. And then also you can do this where you put things in item frames and put the little birch pressure plate on top of it. And it looks like it's sitting on a little board or something. So I put the honeycomb in an item frame there, and that looks pretty cool as well. Oh, vines are growing right in front of me. Whoa. How is that happening? Is this a snapshot bug? There's just a vine floating here. Oh, I know what it is. There's a barrier block here. Alright, I was confused for a second. That makes sense. Anyway, alright, so those are the 5 tips that I came up with. Tell me which one was your favorite. They were actually a lot of fun to come up with. Just coming up with, challenging myself and coming up with little fun ways to use some of these blocks that, otherwise, would be kind of hard to use. So, yeah, that being said, I think that's going to do it. If you have any ideas for these kind of videos that you would like for me to make, let me know what they are. I would love to make some more of these. I could continue this row on farther down with other blocks or other building challenges or things along that sort. So if you have ideas for that, let me know. And if you like this video, go ahead and like it. And subscribe if you're not already. If you're new to this channel, I've been doing some Minecraft videos on the Vastin series. If you don't know what that is, check it out. It's kind of a fun, cool server that I play with a bunch of talented people, and we make some cool fantasy medieval builds. So if that's your thing, check it out. If it's not your thing, still check it out. Anyway, So that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next episode. Peace out, guys.